guys, it's Jordan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you all the books that I read in June, as well as touch on my results of Tome Topple, which was a readathon that I had thought I would be participating in this month. Thought being the choice word there. So let's go ahead and check in with my TBR and see how I did. As you can see, I still read a good chunk of what I had mentioned, but I did not read it in the readathon style that I thought I was going to. So the first book on that list was The Ringmasters Wife by Christy Cameron, and as you saw, I did not complete it. I read 100 pages from it. The further I get into it, the more interested I am in it, but it's just not really what I'm feeling right now. So I ended up struggling a lot at the beginning of the month with reading because I was in a reading slump because I was trying to push myself to read this. So I needed to abandon this book for a while and try something new, which is when I picked up Shadowkissed by Rochelle Mead, and I had hoped to have this finished before the readathon started as well. I don't believe I did. No, I didn't. So this was actually a reread for me, and I ended up giving this one a 4 out of 5 stars. The first time I read it, I gave it a full 5 out of 5 stars, but that's because I read it pretty soon after reading Frostbite, and it was just so much better than Frostbite that I rated it a lot higher. But since it's been a while now since I've read the second book, I'm not directly comparing this one. Still think this might be my first or second favorite in the series so far. This one definitely has some really shocking twists and turns in it, and it blew my mind the first time I read it, and then the second time I read it, I knew all the twists and turns that were coming, but I still wasn't prepared for them emotionally. When you know shit's about to hit the fan, but you're just still not ready for it, even though you know to expect it. That's how I felt reading this book. And then this was the first book that I planned to read for Tome Topple, which is Blood Promise by Rochelle Mead. I started this book, I think, with 3 days left of Tome Topple or so, and Tome Topple was a 2-week readathon, so I succeeded. No, I didn't. I failed. I ended up giving this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So close to being a 5-star book. I'm not completely blown away yet. I'm really enjoying them, and they're really addicting. I think it's because it's a bit of an older series, so a lot of the really astonishing plot points have been spoiled for me. I think this might be my favorite one of the series so far, which is weird because a lot of people, I feel like, don't like this one as much. The beginning of it is slower, but I liked that Rose was out of the academy setting. I like when we aren't at the academy, when we're doing other things. That's why I liked Frostbite. In this book, we are in Russia for all of the book? I believe we're in Russia for all of the book. I really enjoyed seeing a different side of Rose and Dimitri than they are in the rest of the series. And then the last book that I read this month was Spirit Bound by Rochelle Mead, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars as well. And this is book 5 in the Vampire Academy series. With this one, it took me a little bit longer to read. I wasn't as into it as the other ones. I can't get behind this Dimitri-Rose relationship thing. A lot of what happens in Spiritbound and in Blood Promise as well has to do with Rose's feelings for Dimitri and like their undying love for each other and just how much they mean to one another and yada yada yada. I'm not super invested in their relationship, and I think it's because I disliked Vampire Academy so much, and that's really where the foundation of the relationship starts. And because I hated that book so much, I just didn't attach myself to the characters like I normally would in a series. So I find some of the things that Rose and Dimitri say or do for each other to be kind of laughable and really just like cringeworthy, but yet I'm still rooting for them and I still really like them together. Like, I don't get why they care about each other so much. It's a lot of like tell and not a lot of show, which is my biggest problem with the series, is that Dimitri and Rose are a lot of tell, and I want to see the relationship. But like I mentioned, it could have been shown to me very blatantly in the first book, and I just have blocked it out. Aside from my lack of investment in those two characters in their relationship, I'm really enjoying all of like the politics of the world and everything like that. Adrian's my favorite, and I'm just so excited to get to Bloodlines because I just can't wait to read more about Adrian. Another problem that I'm having with the series, this isn't a series review, but since I read 3 of them this month, the Moroi for being vampires, I don't feel like are vampires. Them drinking blood is the equivalent to characters going to the bathroom. You're just supposed to assume that it's done. I just feel like they're just humans with magic. So these are the 3 books that I read in the month of June. I had a very Vampire Academy filled reading month, and I've been enjoying them a lot more than I thought I would based on my reactions to the first book. If you've read this series, I'd love to know what you think of them and which one's your favorite. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!